What does Rush Limbaugh, Charlton Heston, and some members of Congress have in common? Well, they want you to think that this compact fluorescent light bulb is dangerous to have in your home because it contains mercury. In fact, they think you should call the hazmat team to come and clean it up if you break it. But that's just not the case because the mercury quickly dissipates in a well-ventilated room. The EPA has great guidelines on how to clean up a broken compact fluorescent. And even if you don't clean it up properly, they're saying don't be alarmed because there's just not that mercury in this little guy anymore. But do remember to recycle these at your local hardware store or at Boulder County Hazardous Waste Facility. So what is mercury? Mercury is a naturally occurring element in our land, water, and soil. And rainfall causes mercury to go into the ocean, and the fish eat the mercury, and the big fish eat the little fish. You getting the picture? All right, so what caused the Hatter to go mad? Well, it wasn't the compact fluorescent. It was the long-term exposure to mercury that was used in the curing process of the animal pelts into hats. So where else do we find mercury? All right, who's got mercury in their mouth? Come on, who didn't brush their teeth as a kid, right? Well, it's also in some light switches, but also in the red coloring of some tattoo dyes, or even in lightning cream. So the cost of being vain. So this little mercury light bulb only contains about 5 milligrams of mercury. And when you look at it compared to a mercury thermometer that I know some of you played with as a kid, it's only 100 times less mercury. So how much mercury is 5 milligrams? Well, it's that dot next to the dime. And even if you break a compact fluorescent and you clean it up, it provides almost as much of a health risk as eating a bite of tuna. So where else do you find mercury in your home? Well, your thermostat is your biggest mercury, but then also how many cavities you have, and then also the compact fluorescent is the lowest amount of mercury that you're going to have in your home. So when you compare the two light bulbs, this 130-year-old incandescent to a compact fluorescent, over 8,000 hours being lit, this compact fluorescent is going to use 1/4 of the energy. So what is the real culprit to our mercury emissions? It's not the mercury in this compact fluorescent, but it's really the 600 or so coal power plants that provide us electricity, but also emit over 50% of our mercury emissions. The good news is the EPA just recently passed the mercury and air toxic standards, so we're going to start to reduce those emissions from coal power plants. And Boulder County is already going to close the Valmont coal power plant. So when you look at this 5% efficient light bulb, and you compare it to a compact fluorescent, over the lifetime of the two, the incandescent is going to emit 70% more mercury than the compact fluorescent just because it uses that much more coal to burn. But mercury, all right, here we go. So in sunny Colorado, over 70% of our electricity is generated by coal, but at least we're better than that red state of Texas. But pollution knows no boundaries, and China is now the world's leader in greenhouse gas emissions, and they rely on coal for 70% of their energy use. But coal also contains 2 radioactive elements, uranium and thorium. And when coal is burned into fly ash, these elements are concentrated and can leach into the water and soil around a coal power plant. That's affecting potentially the cropland and the food. So is clean coal an option? Well, 2 companies in Colorado won a grant to find out. So they're going to try to test and develop methods of capturing coal. I think an option that we all can start today at home, at work, and at our school is energy conservation and energy efficiency. So it's easy to turn off lights, unplug appliances, and change out your incandescent with some LEDs. There are some great LEDs on the market, so if I didn't convince you the compact fluorescent isn't so bad, then change out to LED. And a new strategy to slowing climate change is not blowing up our cows, but it is reducing the emissions from methane and soot, because that technology is already out there. We just need to take it worldwide. So will you be part of the problem, or will you be part of the solution? If you want to be part of the solution, give Boulder County Energy Smart a call and we'll help. Thank you. Thank you.